Hello, ladies and gents. Romie Reviews here. Please like, comment, subscribe. Here's the thing. Empire's back, and I will continue on with this season. This episode, first episode coming back, started off slow, so I said, But this is only the first episode back. Yes, like a lot of people who are watching, I was looking at like, wow, Jesse's going through all this right now in the press, and then looking at Jamal in the show. But we can multitask. So please like, comment, subscribe. My name is Romie. Welcome to my channel, Romie Reviews. Let's jump into this news episode. Sidebar, I have another channel, Romie Whispers ASMR. I'll have a link below, a link above. I do at least a minimum of a video a week on Wednesdays, so check that out. Now, Cookie is pissed. Cookie is very pissed because Lucius lied. She doesn't know what to think. She doesn't know if Lucius just knew about this and was hiding it from her, or if he really didn't know, and that would still suck because it's like everything that their family went through now to potentially be threatened by someone who's not even an outsider, someone who is of his blood and of his ilk, as you will. She's over it. She's over it, and she said, I don't care if that's your son. I care about taking him down because he's against the family. Don't mind that. That's just water. And so Cookie and Lucius are pretending they're operating as normal. Andre, and they have all the kids, minus Kingsley. And their plan is, who does what? Andre's going to go and try and figure out who put out those fake emails that showed that Lucius was the one who said to switch the privacy laws for the Empire subscribers so that he could collect their information. Jamal is supposed to just work on music. Well, Jamal's supposed to have Kai go and help find the source. And Hakeem's supposed to go and just make music to kind of distract everyone. I said, okay, cute plan. So once the parents leave, Jamal's like, yo, but isn't this messed up? They're still operating as normal. Aren't we going to talk about the elephant in the room? I did notice that all of them are sitting, based on birth. So Jamal was in the middle, Hakeem was towards the right, and Andre was towards the left. So Jamal has to talk to Kai. Kai wants to go back to London. He just wants it to be a simpler time, and he's upset that Jamal invited him here. He thought that they were going to talk about their relationship. No, Jamal needs his help, and Kai's over it. He's so over it that he storms out. I'm thinking, oh, this isn't going to go well. Thirsty comes along and delivers some really bad news. Thirsty tells them that there's a potentially $100 million lawsuit from the Empire Extreme subscribers against Lucius and Becky because of what Kingsley did. So now Thirsty and Andre and Lucius have to go and figure out this plan on how to, save them. Thirsty has to go and calm Becky down because at least she wasn't arrested. Not yet. Now it's up to Andre and Lucius. Hakeem watches their temporary new addition to the household, Pound Cake's daughter. She's still there, and she's practicing ballet, and it's 3 a.m. in the morning, so Hakeem's trying to figure out, why are you doing that? Like, what's with all of this? And she had to tell him, hey, dude, I'm doing something of the arts. Maybe if you focused on quality music instead of just going and giving your fans anything just to stream well, you would understand. I said, oh no, Hakeem and this girl are going to become, oh, I already see it and I don't like it. Cookie and Portia, they're trying to get out of Empire, and the press are hounding them. And then the press was saying some slick stuff, and I was proud of Cookie. Cookie didn't falter. Cookie remained calm. She said, look, in all due time. And I said, that's right, Cookie, stay the course. Just stay the course. Don't let them goat you. Don't let them bait you. Jamal then is trying to cheer up Becky. And I said, oh, Becky and Jussie are friends in real life. But then I had to catch myself. Jamal had this up-tempo, upbeat music, and it was cool. And Becky, she was feeling it. But then Jamal was getting upset because Jamal was thinking about Kai, because he said Kai, Kai doesn't feel like Jamal should be doing that type of music. I said, wait a minute, since when was Kai's input valid when it came to music? I said the same thing that Becky said. So Jamal was over it. So now Becky, who's the one going through it, has to console Jamal. Okay. Now, with the help of Kai, because Kai agreed to help Lucius track down his source, he comes to this guy who somehow went from 0 followers to over 2 million followers on Twitter or whatever. Realizes, Kingsley must have paid him off. And that's exactly what happened. Andre had to go and make sure that this guy talked. So Andre almost threw the guy out of the window of this 5-story building, whatever. And at first he's like, I don't know. I said, well, you better learn something fast. And he did. And he tells them, once he gets brought back into the apartment, that, hey, Kingsley came to me, he gave me these emails, and he told me to release them, and he paid me for it. And the emails are in the server. So they took the server. Now, when I tell you Kai looked horrified, because he heard the rumors. He heard the rumors and figured that they did some messed up stuff, but he had no idea how deep it really ran. Now that he knows, it made me nervous. It made me feel like, oh boy, is this guy going to go and flake out? Which, even me saying that, I'm thinking, what's wrong with him not wanting to be caught up in this mess? Cookie is at home, and she has a visitor. Juanita brings her in, and it's Carol. Cookie was over it, as I was. I said, oh, really? So now you're going to come back? Now we're going to be... Really? But she was like, wait, Cookie. I know we're not good. What you did, my son, he's in the hospital, and I'm here for you. I saw what you're going through, and I'm here for you. And I'm glad. I was really happy about that. And Cookie was too, because at first she had to look up, but I thought she was going to cry. But she has to keep it together. She has to stay strong. But she did accept the hug. And then the next thing we know, I said, oh no. Another Jamal scene, but he was there at Urban Art School. I guess it's a liberal arts school in Chicago. And, in New York. Because I think they're supposed to be... the show's supposed to be New York based, but I don't remember because they record in Chicago. So, or did the Empire headquarters in Chicago? Whatever. What matters is that Jamal, he was performing for the kids, and I said, "Oh no, this looks like a real event." I said, "Oh no, the philanthropist." Anyway, so he performed, did good. Now we see Kingsley versus Lucius. Kingsley's face is still messed up. The whole time I'm thinking, so who's in the casket and what happened to Andre? But we're not there yet. Where we are is Kingsley, he's looking at Lucius like he wants to murk his father. But Lucius just tells him, hey, I understand you had a rough upbringing and that's something that we could actually bond over. But we can't do that if you're trying to take my company from me. And Lucius is saying all this stuff, how if I knew you were around, I would have, fought for you. I would have made sure you were with me. Do I 100% believe that? No. I don't 100% believe that because Lucius has been very shifty and shaky. I could see him trying, attempting. I don't know how effective it would have worked, but it's enough for Kingsley to believe that. Most importantly, Kingsley signs the paperwork because it's either we can go and do this out in public or you can sign and say that it was you who forged all this stuff because we found your dude and we got him to confess and we have the information about the doctored emails. Kingsley said, let's be clear. At the end of the day, I took your company and made it something that you could never. And so I guess I just have to go and be happy with that. Cookie is talking to all her sisters and Carol lets it out that, she actually knew White Becky. There was a Black Becky on the block. That's why they called her White Becky. And she knew White Becky because they both used to smoke crack together. I said, oh my God, Carol. So then Cookie's just like, what else? Because remember, Carol slept with Lucius too. But she said, no, that's it. Cookie just feels like she gave up a lot for this man and she needs answers. So she actually went to White Becky. And she went to her hospital bed, and we find out that she actually had 2 strokes. Cookie said, okay, then our storylines are similar because you had 2 strokes. Cookie had a heart attack. She knows how it feels for her body to give up on her, so she's sorry for that. The main issue is that Cookie does not like this woman. This woman does not like Cookie, so they are agreed on that. And Cookie wanted to know, she thought she was slick. Cookie just wanted to know if Lucius cheated on her. She learns that Lucius did not. This was before Cookie met Lucius. And so Cookie was happy and content with that, smiled and said, oh, I won't take any of more of your time. She said, oh, so now you're leaving? Really? You got what you wanted and now you're just going to leave and not go listen to my story? So she stays, and that's when she finds out that this girl got hooked on drugs. And no, initially it wasn't Lucius's fault, but Lucius enabled, and so it's like there is some accountability, period. And I said, that is true. That is true. And it made Cookie think, because Cookie was just like, my life is in tatters. I went to jail for 17 years, was lost connection with my kids, had to fight for everything. She said, oh, so I guess we both lost then. And when she said that, it rang something in Cookie, because Cookie realized that this fairy tale she had in her mind wasn't the reality. And we see that Kingsley, he's leaving Empire, and he threatens Jamal, and he professionally threatens Jamal and Andre, saying that, there's many ways to attack, go at someone, win, and there's the frontal assault, and there's other types. And I said, okay, so this isn't over. But I just wasn't sure how it wasn't over. Now Giselle is reintroducing the Lion family to Empire, and Lucius is doing his usual monologuing, and Cookie, she's having flashbacks. I thought that she was going to have like a panic attack or heart attack, because Lucius kept saying, to the Empire, and Cookie had to stop him and said, hey, Empire is not just about the people here, it's about the people who've invested into us, as in the listeners, the fans. So this is for y'all. We're going to give back. And I knew what she meant by then. She meant that Empire was built off of drugs and pain and music, and she wanted to give back to the world and to the community that was affected most by it. But Lucius, he realized, okay, I need to stop this soon. Jamal finds out that Kai did help, and so now Jamal is going to meet up with Kai again. At that point, Kai said he's leaving because Kai felt like your family attacked someone, almost threw someone out of a window, and I've been around drug lords and dictators, but your family scares me because it's something different and it's your family and I'd have to be connected to it. So he goes and leaves, and Jamal said he's a lion, so he needs to stay. He needs to be with his family. He needs to be with someone who understands that. I said, I guess that means you're not going to be with Kai. We see this dance rehearsal where Cupcake's daughter has her ballerinas, and they're going to help perform with Hakeem. But Hakeem brings this guy who does this own street interpretive version, and she really likes it. And Hakeem's like, see, I'm not trying to change you, just trying to bring something new. I said, oh no, she's going to love that. I said, oh no, someone keep Hakeem away from this girl because she likes the bad boys. I can see it now, and I can see Tiana being very, very upset and over it. Now they're at Leviticus. Andre brings his girl, and Cookie was like, Cookie was through them. She was so happy. She was happy for him. She was happy for them. It was all smiles. She was a proud mom because Andre's, I think her name's Tiffany, was saying that he's a great man, what he did for her son, and just for her period. You raised a great son. And she was like, he's my first. He's my number one. I said, I'm glad that you're telling him that because he needs to hear that. This poor man needs to hear that. So now Hakeem is performing, and I like the song. I was like, wait a minute, where's the bass? But then I said, okay, not every song needs that. And I actually liked the song. I liked the performance. It It felt a little different than what we normally see from Empire, which was cool. Tiana said, oh, her daddy loves, her daughter loves to see her daddy perform. I said, Tiana, don't record. Don't record. Here we have Cupcake's baby and Hakeem getting close, and Tiana was over it. I said, Tiana, you don't want him. You're just a little jealous right now. That's it. Lucius is trying to talk to Cookie, but Cookie doesn't want to talk to Lucius because Cookie's like, yo, you still have some explaining to do. And at the time, she didn't say that she met up with Kingsley's mom. Lucius gets a message from Kingsley, so he goes to the studio. And Kingsley was just saying how rough his childhood was, how he grew up knowing who his father was, but couldn't claim him, and how difficult things were because of that, and his mother being on drugs, and he just wanted someone to help him, and his father was right there, but couldn't. And then we see that his other plan, which is to delete the master files of Lucius's catalog, and he knows about the server in London. So that's when Lucius starts crying, because Lucius thought he was good. Lucius starts crying. Lucius starts freaking out. And he was like, no, I'm sorry. I said, oh, maybe that's Dwight. I thought he was just being manipulative, but maybe that was Dwight. That's when he did the monologue of how, I know you had it rough, and trust me, I did not have a father. So the fact that you grew up without a father, you see how I am with my other sons. It wasn't because I thought less of you. I honestly did not know. Now, Lucius didn't care enough at the time. That was the real problem. He didn't care enough at the time because he was with Cookie. He knew that, okay, what is this girl doing? I don't have time for this. And it was enough to reach Kingsley for now. So he stops the deletion of the master files. I said, oh, look at Dwight come through and save Lucius. But it still made me feel like Kingsley's not done, because Kingsley feels abandoned and Kingsley feels alone. So that's not going to stop. Andre's driving his girl, and this girl wants to know more about him. And bring him around her family. And he said in all due time, because Andre still feels like he's a killer and feels like, I don't know. But here's the issue. The real issue is that Andre is sick. We don't know what. We don't know if he was given something. We don't know if it's just the stress. I don't know if it's a medication. But his nose starts bleeding. And it starts bleeding like a funnel. And he passes out while driving. Thankfully, she's smart enough to pull the brake and stop the car. And she calls the ambulance. So that's initially what happens to Andre. And no one else knows it yet. Jamal is singing about his relationship that's lost. And Cookie is talking about how she really thought that Lucius was the ish growing up on that street corner. And now she realizes that maybe she was wrong. And she was just like, she went and talked to White Tracy. I keep calling her White Becky. White Tracy. And found out what happened. And she just feels like the pain, the drugs that were sold to create Empire, it had a negative effect on the community. And now we're seeing the backlash. Your son hates you and wants to take us down because of it. And you just want to operate like everything is cool. So she just feels like she needs a break. And that's how the episode ends. So I was a little confused. I said, it looks like we still see Andre a kind of okay. I don't know. But I'll be back next week. Check out my recap for Star. That'll be up later today. Check out my other videos, the haves and the have-nots. If Loving You Who's Wrong comes back next week, so stay tuned for that. And on my other channel, Romie Whispers ASMR. The link will already be below in the description box. Thanks. And a clickable link above.